That should be on. Now it's a question of where is it going? Alright. Yay, it's live.
We're back?
We are back.
Good.
And there. Oops. There we go. Alright, so we just switched over to our backup streaming live channel. And I will have to try to figure out a way to stitch these together in post. Right? YouTube WTF. That's the first time it wasn't my internet.
That was interesting.
The site I'm streaming to. So that's new. Okay, let us continue. So, part of that dying, what were we talking about?
42.
Yeah, Squadron 42. Anyhow, so it was an interesting conversation, or kind of looking at the videos from Squadron 42 to see what it's doing. And actually, let me do a tweet on this one.
And I was gonna say 42 is not as intriguing to me, just because for me, I'll be jumping in with multiple people when I play Star Citizen when it finally gets released.
See, that's interesting to me because for me, it's much more the one I care about. And I say that, or it was initially, because that's why I was buying into it in the first place. Let's see, Snafu.
My problem is I just don't jump on a whole lot to play just single player by myself stuff that often anymore.
Well, and it's funny, is for me actually, it's what I play most of now, and I think the reason is I only have so much time in a day to play games. I've been so busy doing other things that I focus on what can I accomplish myself.
Yep.
And so, also for me, it was the last time, and I'll double check here with people, is can you see us now? Hopefully they're all in the new stream. I don't know if the old one continued or something like that, but we'll see how it goes. Since I had to switch which streaming key I was using. They, because originally this was like the follow-up for the Wing Commander series. And I loved all of those, and they were single-player games.
100% yes.
And so when I bought into the Kickstarter for Star Citizen originally, I mean, it was Squadron 42 is what I was after.
Okay.
I wanted a new Wing Commander experience. The last one I had that was that quality from them was Starlancer.
Okay.
Which had some co-op, and I actually see it as being very similar. Starlancer was gorgeous. It had a great, very linear gameplay, but it was epic in so many things they did. And I'm seeing that in what they're seeing with Squadron 42. And so I'm hoping to still get that. I'm really excited for it. And the nice thing about that is I can play it offline for the most part, I'm hoping, and just when I want to. And I can really get into the depth of ship management and some of those other things. And I'm not worried as much about the persistent universe of where I had left my ship. I'm doing missions. Because I love story-driven content. I love being able to sit down and have like a good movie, something presented to me, but now it's interactive that I can really enjoy and get a part of. And where with the persistent universe and the online play, you're really reliant on others for what kind of experience you have. Now, you play the heck out of Ark with Hostel and others and stuff like that, and I barely have touched it. And mostly because of my time, same reason I can't MMO or anything. And so my concern is, like in WoW, I used to get into a challenge where I'd be on at times others weren't. And so I could only do so much. And it sucked. And I wasn't able to play enough to do the big things like raid and stuff like that it would suck. Star Citizen's a little different because as long as you're a good joystick jockey, you may not need to spend all the time.
And that'll be interesting to see how its online world works per se. Because that's the nice thing about Ark is you're not raiding in Ark and things like that. It's strictly for what we're doing is PvE stuff, which it doesn't matter if you miss things or not. The only thing with Ark that you have to worry about is if you're not going to be on for a week, is someone going to come around and feed your dinos for you? Otherwise, they're all going to be dead.
See, and that stuff I'm like, interesting.
Yeah, it's a whole food management side of things.
That's where it needs to go. That's the URL now. Haha.
So that's the interesting part of it.
And that wasn't going to work. Sorry about that, guys.
And I may like the first-person part for 42 just because Wing Commander was an awesome series that should have never died. Well,
I mean, it's what Chris Roberts came back to, essentially, right? It was and this is what we're making. This is why we're making it. And so I'm looking forward to it. We'll see. We'll see how it continues. I have a lot of hope for both. And we'll see what happens with it. So that's one of the more recent things that's happened. I hope to hear more feedback and have more time to get in there and game with some of my friends to really understand and feel it myself. Other things. Let's see. I think those were the main things I wanted to bring up this week before we started talking about the year. And like I said, this may not go long because there's other things that need to be accomplished today, and we're about at the hour mark. I think what I'll do is go ahead. Let's see. We'll probably get rid of this. No, that's not what I want to do. This. And I'm going to pick a song. I'll probably take a break here. And then when we come back, we will get into the year in review. And I'd love to hear from you guys. Feel free to email into ShowX at vtwproductions.com. And I'll read it during the show here and after the break if you can. Anything that was significant this year for you for 2017. It can be anything geek related. That'd be great. It can be life related, whatever you like. But just some of the end of the year kind of things that you want to do. I actually, for the end of the show, do have some New Year's resolutions already aware of what I'm going to try to accomplish. And things like that. So give us some of that for the show for Earth and I to read out. We're going to take a break. And I'm going to pick a little bit of a song here. So Xenogears? Would that be a good one? Yeah, let me grab a Xenogears song. So I'm going to be playing a remix of Choo Choo's Flight from OC Remix. It's going to be a Xenogears cover. And we will jump into it after the break. So please email in at showx@vtwproductions.com. And we will jump into our year in review. Thank you guys, and we'll be right back.
Send in your emails to showx@vtwproductions.com. to ShowX on btwproductions.com.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the show. And hopefully people are still able to catch us and read it and listen to us now that YouTube, we switched over to our backup live stream after, for whatever reason, YouTube servers just said, blah, why are you trying to stream here? So hopefully you guys can all hear us as we continue through, although nobody has chatted with me to let me know. So there's that. Alright, so anyhow, continuing, it is time to talk a little more about the end of the year. One of the big things I want to put out there is, 2017 has been an interesting year. Not getting into the specifics of it, but we've seen a lot of ups and downs, both in the geek world and in the regular world. Some people have really seen and felt that politically it's been a roller coaster, and stuff like that. And so, however you feel about it, yep, things have happened. I'd like to say that I believe 2017 has actually been a pretty good year. And maybe that's more from a personal perspective, and just the fact that I have, for me, one of the big things that I've had this year that I think's been great has been finding additional, because I've always had some really great friends, but additional close relations with friends that have really enriched my life this year in ways that I would never have guessed prior. And so, for me at least, that's been wonderful. And I think end of the year is something to reflect on, where it's not just about, because I think too much through the year you get a lot of the whining and concerns about all the things that are happening and not nearly enough focus on what's positive and what can be good. Because, I mean, it's easy to go down the path of what's been horrible, and I do it too much on a daily basis when little things happen. So now, as a reflection kind of the end of the year, I think it's nice to really look at the good and what's happened that's been positive the year. With that in mind, and we're going to try to focus mostly on a geek level of what's been going on this year. So I have some lists that I was kind of wanting to go through. And I think one of the easy ones to start with for me has been some of the movie content that's happened this year, because it's been, I think, a great year for geeks and for movies. Arguably better and worse than others. And this is in... I'm using right now IMDb as a reference to kind of go back through some of the movies that have come out this year. Because just on IMDb's thing, what they consider movies, there's been 12,000 that came out this year or whatever, but most of those are probably not box office. Yeah. IMDb covers a lot of things.
Plenty of indies.
But what we are looking at, I did it in order of popularity. And that way it's not in order of release, but popularity, so that should give us at least some level of what's been happening. So what's currently on the list is top, according to IMDb, and their listing is the latest Star Wars movie. This has been several years, and this is another year of a Star Wars, which, growing up in life and spending most of my time where Star Wars movies were a thing of the past, this is still a great time to be around, to be a geek, to be able to experience new content of some of these classic old genres of things that are sci-fi related that we love.
Oh, yeah.
And so getting another Star Wars film is great. Now, I will have my commentary on how good or bad the movie was in a week or two.
That'll be fun, because I have my comments for it, too. I thought of it.
One of the things I've definitely enjoyed about it has been finding other Star Wars geeks or people who've enjoyed and seen the movie and understanding or talking to them about it. Because I know people who have loathed the movie, and I know people who have said this is the best sci-fi film ever made. And so, I mean, extremes.
Like
right?
I said, our brother-in-law puts it in his top 3.
Really?
Yep.
I do not.
I'm just saying,
no, like I said, I would love to have these discussions.
Yeah.
In fact, I maybe when we do the spoiler show, may have a call-in show where everybody's able to, let's do a roundtable. Let's see what's happening.
It'll be interesting, because everyone has...
because I think there's a huge thing of that. That might be a special show that I specifically say we're talking Star Wars, and therefore everybody jump on.
Mark Hamill, do you want to call in?
Ha! That would be lovely, except he's already regressed from his original comments and said, well...
Again, I would love to have him call in.
All right, we talked about Bright. Another one on the list was Jumanji, which I've heard very good things about.
I need to see that one.
I heard that Jack Black does an amazing job portraying a young blonde woman. Doesn't
surprise me one bit there.
And again, I'm going to try to focus more on the geek level.
Ones.
Justice League came out, which I still haven't seen, and
nor have I.
It's done well in the box office overall. It got critically, I think, did okay. Reviews have been very mixed on it as well, where I've heard some silly things about like Superman CG'd upper lip to portrayals of Wonder Woman having not had enough good screen time and becoming more of a showpiece and a different outfit that's even shorter, things like that. I don't know. Not what I've seen. It's one that DC fanboys seem to have really enjoyed.
Doesn't surprise me.
And so we'll see more. And I want there to be continuously more comic content. I have not lost my taste for it.
I want the DC world to
DC does
do
better
right.
animated.
Yeah, I want them to start doing stuff good again.
Another movie that came out this year that I really enjoyed, and I've also heard mixed, it was Thor Ragnarok.
Which I'm horrible. I haven't seen yet.
You have not seen it yet, sir?
I'm horrible.
I will smack you.
That's fine.
For me, it was a roller coaster. It was fun. It was very much what the trailer portrayed, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it fit into the Marvel Universe great, but it was more of a one-off, like one shot than most of the other movies. And so I had a blast with it. A remake of It came out that I heard was really good. Like, solidly creepy.
That's what I heard from my players.
Well, it's when I still haven't seen it, I want to. But because I'm not going to see that shit on my own, people.
I was just told
my friend group is not into horror movies, and so...
I was told that came out. I could not break out my Halloween costume for 2 years ago, which was a scary clown.
I've heard some...
My
big
players
comments.
told me that it had to stay
it's
away.
It's like, how cool is that we got a remake of a classic Stephen King that is supposedly really good?
Oh, yeah. So I am intrigued to see it.
Yep. The Kingsman, new one of it came out, and that was like, let's throw back to a somewhat silly Bond-type movies with the original Kingsman. I still haven't seen the next one.
I haven't seen the next one. I need to. It's on the list.
It's on the list of ones I want to see because that looks
because
really
the first one
good.
was entertaining.
Exactly. It's fun. I'm getting commentary in during the show, not in the chat, oddly enough. But friend Vanessa, Akuro's girlfriend, said enjoyed it quite a bit, but also loves horror. So awesome. Other ones let's see that are on the list I wanted to see or looked really good. I'm now scrolling through a bunch, but one of the other big geek ones that came out was Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Which I've watched multiple times now.
And it's one that... Now, I struggle with where I put it on the hierarchy because I enjoyed it. It was fun. I also think, though, that it wasn't as tight to me as the previous one.
I can go with that.
But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot, so that was really good. Another one that I had not seen, and I admittedly for
haven't either.
Bad reasons, was Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah.
I kind of feel for not having seen this one yet. Oh, I do, because I heard it was good.
We might have to rectify some of that this week.
Well, and others of my friend group have, not all. And so, I don't even know. It seems like it's been out for so long, I don't think it'd be in theaters.
Like I said, there's ways we might have to rectify it.
I don't know. I've looked, man. I haven't seen any good ways.
We'll see.
I know.
We'll check into it.
So, that's one that I really wanted to see. Somehow missed out on. Other ones that were geek that came... So, like, Valerian came out, which was a sci-fi, but was kind of meh.
Logan.
Most of what I've heard. Another great one was Logan. Talk about an awesome one that was completely into the whole Marvel universe, but it was from the other side because it's an X-Men film until... We'll see how it goes in the future. Now that, Disney bought out Fox.
It'll be interesting.
At least we heard that Deadpool's still going to be weird.
We heard that they're going to hopefully leave that alone and just let him run with it.
Right?
We're hoping. Exactly.
So yeah, we'll see.
Now, if they want, I can see how he could have fun with it if he.
No, they will not compromise any of their Disney IP.
Darn.
For as much, no, please.
No.
As much as Ryan Reynolds has been going out there and teasing, like, hey, it's time for Mickey and Deadpool to have some time.
No, not like that.
Not gonna happen.
No, just not with actual airtime, but just references.
Nope, not gonna happen. But Logan was great.
Yeah, Logan was great.
Great, just like honest, like hard look at that world. There were things I didn't love about it, but I thought it was a great and probably one of the best Wolverine.
What did you love about it?
Didn't?
Because it's far enough past.
Spoiler
alerts if you haven't.
For me, a world in which basically everything else comic book had gone away.
Okay.
There were no one else was really there. It wasn't even just that it was just the X-Men kind of thing. I mean, mutants were everywhere. And to suddenly go to a world where they're all gone was a bit extreme. And it was dystopian in a way, but in a weird way where I guess I didn't get enough feel into what the rest of the world was doing outside of their little area, and that's fine. But I didn't get enough scope of the big world. And so it felt weird that we're in this vacuum of all the X-Men, all the other mutants being basically gone and on the path to extinction. And we only got this small little, like, corner of a view into what the world was doing.
And they did a partial touch during the movie about
it.
Like, they did partial touches.
Yeah, and so it just left me a little wanting for the rest of the world. I didn't love what was happening to Xavier and how that all went down. I mean, it was kind of the flux of him being a super powerful base creature or being, and then having no substance between, where he was that day.
Yep.
So it felt lacking to me. I liked the movie, and this is one of the hardest things. Please, anyone who listens to my criticism of any of these movies, if I preface it with I enjoyed it or I liked it, my criticisms are mostly based on why I think it could have been better.
Yep.
If these things had been addressed, I think it would have been epic. So it's not that it's a bad movie and I'm saying don't go see it. It's that I liked it enough that I think it could have been better if certain things had been addressed.
No,
Spoiler for Star Wars.
I agree if they would have touched on a little bit more of...
It's just little things. Like, I love 23. 23 in that was great.
Yeah.
For the most part, I liked what Logan was dealing with. Wolverine was dealing with. For the most part.
Yep.
The villains in it were... The action sequences were phenomenal.
Yes.
The way they did blood and true gore without it being like in
Over
your
the-
face
over
and
the top.
constant, they didn't dwell on it.
Yep.
It happened. Those claws went out that person's face.
Yeah.
But they didn't dwell on it. So it made it consumable for a larger market without it being grotesque.
It showed that you could do it, make it R-rated, and still have it be tasteful.
Yeah, and it was an R-rated film, right? So it was very good for that. All right. Other films. Baby Driver, which I will continue to press. You heard me when I said it, when I showed it to my friends. It's awesome. It is a surprisingly good movie.
I have not seen
Check
it.
out Baby Driver. Geekwise, Spider-Man Homecoming. I've liked the newer Spider-Man movies.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It
In
really
fact,
wasn't.
The sad part is I liked the Spider-Man movies before they did the latest reboot.
Yeah.
When they were going to do the Sinister Six, I was hoping to see more with that, right? That's right. Still, it means solid content, and the fact that they blended it with the full Marvel Universe, almost a precursor to the Disney buyout, added credibility. It lets us get more to the Infinity War, other things like that, so excitement on a bigger Marvel Universe. That's nice.
Agreed.
On the flip side, Wonder Woman. Okay, I'm curious what you look. I will let you start with this one.
Wonder Woman was an interesting one for me. So, the beginning of the movie, I'm okay with the portrayal of the island, all that part of it. I think they did a decent job in that part of it. The storyline of it going forward from there didn't grasp me as much as I would have liked.
Okay.
Just with, like, I get the pretense of it. I understand where it's coming from. And you had some glimpses of what the movie was going to do with the Batman versus Superman picture from that and that stuff. You get glimpses of it beforehand, the Easter eggs and all that stuff. Sorry, folks, if you didn't realize that. That stuff's been out forever.
Well, no, this is long enough. We can talk about it.
Like I said, I like the action scenes, stuff like that. I don't know. For me, it's just missing something.
Okay. For me, it was, to me, the best DC live-action comic movie that's been made yet.
Oh, comparing it to other DC ones, yes.
Well,
hands
and
down.
this is why I paused and let you get your piece out. I really liked Wonder Woman. I thought Diana Gabbett, I always say her name wrong. One of the best casting decisions they've
she
done.
did a great job.
And her acting was phenomenal. She lived the role. The interaction at a time frame that it was at was wonderful. A woman coming from the position she had into a world where women have their place kind of deal.
Yep.
And how she just blasted through that was wonderful. The action elements were phenomenal.
Yeah.
And that's where I say, I could tell from the moment the movie was starting that this was not filmed by the rest of Warner Brothers and the people who usually jack up DC things. It had a whole different feel from the get-go. Man, I wish someone like that had continued into the rest of what DC does.
Oh, yeah.
Suicide Squad, all these others. But so I think Wonder Woman was really good. Now, yes, does it compare as well compared to some of the Marvel? I don't think so. But it was, for me, the best DC offering, and I think legitimately a great movie.
Yeah, like I said, I enjoyed the movie quite a bit. I don't know. It just was missing something for me.
Oh, and that's fine. That's fine. No, that's why I was just curious, because most people, I think, really loved Wonder Woman, and that's why there was a lot of disappointment in Justice League.
Which will be interesting to see that and see how it goes.
Well, and I need to see it still with Justice League, because I've heard some criticisms, but you know what I've not heard anything about? Cyborg. At all. Like, was it good, bad, ugly? I haven't heard a word about Cyborg, because
So
which makes me think it was a zero sum.
I need to see the movie to make any critiques about
I know from visualization, I hate the visuals
my visual
of
is
Cyborg.
my visual of Cyborg makes me
Terrible.
cringe already.
Terrible.
And that's why I'm like, please don't
Yeah,
cosplay
we'll see.
movie size Cyborg.
Not movie Cyborg. I'll do original Teen Titans, not Go.
Yeah, so that
Um,
part's interesting with that one.
And I heard minimum Aquaman and stuff like that. And yeah. Other movies that came out with live action Beauty and the Beast,
I enjoyed.
which I enjoyed, minus the dress. Otherwise, great,
Yep.
and some of the things were a little over the top, but it was neat to see a Disney movie brought to life again. War for Planet of the Apes, another sci-fi one in the series that's been surprisingly good, continuous series.
Yes.
Which I thought. I still haven't seen Dark Tower.
Nor have
I've
I.
heard Very mixed. Like, people who love the books, I heard, would have trouble with it, but that as a whole, it was decent. Interesting, so we'll see. Another Pirates movie came out. Another high point for me, John Wick Chapter 2.
Was good.
Damn, Keanu, good action movies.
Like I said, the good thing about Keanu and action movies is the fact that he has trained quite a bit.
Well, and so
And-
it's still Keanu, right?
Yeah.
Keanu as a star is like a Nicolas Cage. In some cases, it's like his acting is not phenomenal.
No.
He can't deliver lines to make you go like, wow, Shakespeare. It's more like, whoa, that dude. But he is in good movies. And he still puts his heart into it and gives a good performance. His action was great. We know as a human being, Keanu's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
So there's things to that. But I loved it for the continuation of the original John Wick story, which is a dark horse when it first
Yep.
came out. Nobody knew it was going to be as good as it was. Everyone's kind of like, okay, what's this? And when it came out, everyone who saw it was like, holy crap, what did I just see? How did I not know about this? And it just continues to be like phenomenal. I really, really liked it. Let's see, what else? So I'm hearing things that have come out. It's like, specifically on this year. Thank you, Vanessa. On the flip side, we got another Transformers movie.
Didn't see it.
Please stop. Please stop. You've already killed my childhood.
Yeah, I've had no
These
desire.
are not the Transformers I grew up with. They were better.
I was good after the first movie.
It's over too much, too many things.
Yes.
And there's a bunch of other ones that come out here. I still have not seen Alien Covenant,
I have seen.
mostly because I wanted to show it with my friend group,
Gotcha.
but I can't get them to watch it until we go back and watch Prometheus.
Gotcha. I went and saw it with Hostel, so.
Yeah, see, and so I haven't seen that because I was hoping to see with specific groups. But another Alien movie, and I actually heard this one was good.
I actually enjoyed it.
And that's the thing. I
So-
heard it was a step up from Prometheus
Yes.
and a closer to what we had seen with previous ones.
It gets you closer, and actually led us to lots of Hostel and I talking about stuff. And
Good.
having to go back to
And
read,
seeing
look at
others and
stuff.
such. So that I need to go see because that's good to hear. It's nice to get solid sci-fi horror flick like
Yep.
Aliens, and a genre that we've all loved. Had a misstep in Prometheus, and they feel it coming back towards the right direction with this
Yep.
one. We had another Despicable Me that was supposedly good. I still haven't seen. Cars
It's-
3, which
I will
still haven't
say
seen.
Despicable Me 3 was actually entertaining.
I expected to be. I've liked them all.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I've heard. Actually, I haven't heard anything about King Arthur: Legend's Sword. Kind of curious about that
Nope.
one. We had some flops like the Emoji Movie. Why did you ever?
What, Baywatch?
No. So Baywatch, I actually
No.
don't know if it was good or bad. I never saw
So
anything.
here's the thing. Baywatch is entertaining if you go for it as just entertainment comic value. If you're not looking for a serious movie, you can find entertainment in it.
Well, and there's something to be said for entertainment. One that I think is another one that I don't think gave nearly enough credit was the Power Rangers movie. And I told multiple people about this, that when I finally saw it, I was like, oh, that was good.
Okay.
That was legit good. Other ones that came out, and this will be a little more controversial. Ghost in the Shell. I loved it. And I truly believe people who didn't were never actual Ghost in the Shell fans.
I enjoyed it.
And
It was
so-
a good one.
I've talked on the show before and can get into deep detail about it again, but that also came out this year and I thought was really well done. But again, live action anime coming out. Let's get more. I'm happy for it. Another earlier in the year that was really good. The Fate of the Furious. Another in the Fast
Yes.
and Furious series, and enough so that I'm like, keep making them. Keep going.
Like I said,
I'm enjoying it.
after the third movie, they hit their stride.
They had the missteps because the first one was new.
The
and
first one was good.
And then-
Second one, third one were missteps, kind
Well,
of.
they were kind of like, oh, we made another? Wow, how'd that happen? Third one was like, we're probably not making any more. Let's do our own little thing.
from the fourth
And
on,
then someone had a vision.
they hit their stride. Yeah,
and they said, you know what, we could actually do something with this.
and I've enjoyed them from there on. They've done well with them.
And so I'm hoping they keep going. Another one that was that came out and talked about some was the live action, now Netflix too, Death Note. So another live action anime. Not as good. I will say I enjoyed it for what it was. Will freely admit it doesn't even come close to being as enjoyable as the series.
Yeah,
and
the series is good.
Really on the edge of just being bad. Like, I won't tell people not to go see it, but I will warn them they're not getting what they loved, and they won't get what they loved. So be aware. Yeah, that one's pretty rough. Another one that I really enjoyed, but it's the Brony me. The My Little Pony movie came out. It was really good. So yeah, just saying that. If you like My Little Pony in the series, the newer one, you'll like the movie a lot. Other ones, because now we're going down the popularity list, so it takes like
A while to
flipping
find
through
ones.
longer to find ones that I recognize or I thought were worth mentioning. But I think that's a majority of like some of the big ones that came out this year that are worth remembering. If there are some that I'm missing that you saw this year that came out in 2017, let us know. Go ahead and email into the show. I've got the email up so I can see if you write in. And let me know something that we missed and kind of just this quick kind of order.
Yeah, we
down.
could have glanced over some of the movies too. So
Yeah, there's a
we're
few
hitting the
others
more
that we
geeky
didn't
ones.
see or know enough about to bring up. So there's some others in there, but there's ones you really like that came out this year. Let us know. But I thought it has been an all right year for movies.
No, it was.
Especially on the geek side with a lot of the comic book movies and things like that. And I am very much looking forward to 2018 providing us with more. And I don't know if it's officially the end of the year that we get the Han Solo movie.
Yes, I think it's going to be the
I think
same time frame.
Basically,
Yeah, it's the same time frame.
Next year will be Han Solo. We're going to be getting Infinity War. We're getting Black
Panther, which I'm
we're
looking
getting-
forward to.
Yeah, no, God, Black Panther, please. We'll be getting Deadpool 2.
Yep.
Or what else? I mean, this is just off the cuff, like things that I know are coming in.
I'm
18.
sure a DC movie will get thrown out there.
Yeah, I'm sure there's another one coming. But things that we'll be looking forward to in 18 for movies. And actually, I could probably look up on here on IMDb. Since it's the end of the year, they probably have like upcoming.
The watch list right there.
Right here?
Is that?
Is that?
Oh no, sorry, that's a movie. Sorry, I was like gonna say, is that upcoming movies?
I was gonna say there's gotta be something that talks about the top movies that'll be coming out next year, and that's okay. We don't need to get into it now. But if there are some that you're looking forward to, or the ones that, like I said, we missed, feel free to let us know. Just that quick glance, like I said, see this winter, yeah. So we'll look forward into 18 as we get into some more that'll be coming up. All right, so I'm gonna let movies go, and we are going to switch over. And actually, I think I need to probably throw another one of these in here. Background music, so that doesn't run out on me. Glad I looked. Alright, so next we're going to talk about some video games. And as I was going through this, some of these I'm very much like, whatever. Oh, thank you, Jurassic World. That's another one's going to be like,
Oh yes,
damn!
yeah, that'll be interesting.
The worst part is because I don't think I actually saw the new trailer for Jurassic World. A lot of people go nuts about it. I don't think I've seen a trailer for it. I just know I'm going to see it.
But you saw Star Wars.
I know, but I don't recall, like, because I heard people talking about. Well, different theaters had a certain different one.
Okay, gotcha. Well, and I watched Star Wars later on, so it could have come to the
I don't
releases
know, but
then.
I've heard nothing but good. And I'm looking for that. Oh, are we going to get the new Tomb Raider movie? Because we talked about it being cast a while back.
And I haven't seen anything on release dates on that one, so.
Yeah, and I would love to see a continuation of the Tomb Raider series. In
Yeah.
fact, gaming related, as we get into that, winter sales are going on right now. And one of the ones that I actually have gifted, I think, 3 or 4 people now, is the remake of Tomb Raider, the first one that came out, not the one that's most recent, the one that came out to start the series with the revamp.
Oh, they have a revamp of that one?
Which,
I haven't looked.
okay, so there's the Tomb Raider that came out like a year and a half ago,
Yeah.
2 years ago. That was the new version of the series.
Yeah.
And then another one, a follow-up, came out after that. I've not got the follow-up. That first one went on Steam sale, and I think it's basically $2.50.
Gotcha.
What I bought for like a $60 game, that was amazing. So I've gifted out to several people because of that, where it's like, this is a great standalone, go play this
I'm
game.
going to have to pick it up.
Go check that out. But yes, if it's coming out, then we want to see the movie as well. All right, games. So, games of 2017. And some of the ones now, I won't do good at this because I'm mostly PC focused and I'll probably miss several. So please be interactive and let me know where I'm failing. I do believe, Relover, this is on you to keep me in check. So with this, there were some big things, and this is partially coming from Games Radar. We saw the launch of the Xbox One X, the Nintendo Switch, and titles like, as you mentioned, Relover, Horizon Zero Dawn. We've also seen another Assassin's game. We saw Breath of the Wild that came with and things like that. And we've got some things that are coming out that we're looking forward to. Some of the ones that came out that actually were somewhat recent is like Star Trek Bridge Crew. I still haven't played, but this came out as a major, initially, VR experience.
Okay.
Where you get to play as members of the Star Trek Enterprise, or wait, was it the USS Aegis, a modern starship, as well as the old Enterprise, the classic Kirk era one. We also had, so there's ones I don't recognize. They bring up like Battle Chef Brigade. I don't know that one.
No.
Injustice 2, for people who are fighting game enthusiasts, this one got a lot of news.
I've heard a lot of good ones about it.
Because it's DC, admittedly, I did not care.
So like I said, the only reason why I know so much about it, aka all those voice actors, I follow tons of people in it.
Fair voice act work in this, knowing they're happening, but yes. Nice. We'll continue on the comments there. Sniper Elite 4, which I started to play my first sniper game when I was in Japan in April.
Okay.
When I was hanging out with my friend John at his place, because he had, I think, 3 or something on it, and we played a little bit of it. And actually, I traveled with Amy, played some of it as well. And it was really fun to watch him get into it. And so I have been tempted to pick up, and I never got 4. It's just the mechanics look really fun for an FPS.
Okay.
Kind of a min-max, really get to specific instances in a great way. Persona 5 came out, and people who are big into the fighting genre and stuff like that love Persona, and so that one was hit. I do not know what Little Nightmares is.
Nope. Don't know it at all.
The add-on or DLC for Dishonored, which I still have not been playing Dishonored. Same thing with Middle-earth, Shadow of War. Let's see, Night in the Woods, which I just started hearing about, but I haven't actually played, and now is being brought up. Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice. This is one I'd heard about some, and it's like one of the more visually stunning games.
Okay.
Where a female protagonist going through, and it's supposed to be psychological, and you're kind of going through memories and some other stuff in it, but they said specifically it's a psychological horror set in a folkloric rendition of hell, as a mentally tortured protagonist, Senua, hacks, slashes, and puzzle solves her way to the soul of her dead lover. It's supposed to be a heck of a ride. And so it's one that's currently, I think, 25% off on Steam, and is really supposed to be a great experience. So recommend checking that out, among others. Let's see. All right, waiting for interwebs to keep up. All right, another massive one that continues on is... Really? I thought I had done that. I need to... Ad blockers, why? Okay, we'll do that. Okay, good. I did a thing. Reload. Thank you. All right, another major one that hit, and I have a lot of friends who were nuts into this one, was Nier Automata. Not the first in the Nier series. In fact, I think it was like a third. But this one really got huge. I've had the opportunity, thankfully, to work with cosplayers that have done this. My friend Hyde. And seen it all over the place,
Yeah,
but that one's been a big game
console,
this year.
so no clue for me.
Well, this one's on PC as well.
Is it on PC now?
Yeah, it's on PC, and in fact...
I was just looking at that thing. It said PS4.
So that's where it got huge, was
Okay.
definitely because of console. But it is available on the PC, and that's where I've watched people playing it.
Gotcha.
In fact, I'm going to look right now, and Nier... Right? Oh, come on. Nier... Do your thing. Oh, it is not on sale right now. It was before. So it's currently back to $60. It was on sale over the Steam sale for, I think, half off at some point. But not right now. Sorry. Keep an eye on that one. Does go on sale. They have Friday the 13th, which I haven't really heard much about. Yeah. Mario and the Rabbids Kingdom Battle, which I haven't heard much about, but it's on the Switch.
I've watched
one
our
that we played a lot of,
it.
and has got... Well, you haven't played as much of this one, have you?
I've played Zilch.
Okay, you have not played PlayerUnknown's
I have not touched
Battleground.
this one yet.
A lot of us on our end have. It just hit Xbox One. It's been on the PC and is officially released. PlayerUnknown's Battleground, which is a huge game and continues to grow.
I've been tempted to pick it up just because enough of you guys do it.
I haven't played it lately.
I'm waiting for a big enough sale to come on for it.
Yeah,
to be honest.
go for sales. I haven't played enough lately, but it is a fun game, I think. Arguably, there are better versions of it out there in other games, but I enjoy that one still. Prey, which is one I wanted to pick up. Thank you, Relover. Fortnite's the one that's free to play. That basically has the same mechanics, a little more cartoonish.
Okay. Yes,
but
I
have
have
not
seen
touched.
things on Fortnite.
That one I haven't played yet. Prey, I've wanted to because, gosh, I love the original one. I like what they're doing with this one, but I missed it, and so didn't. Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. All the Uncharted, Naughty Dog stuff have been great storytime games. A lot of story involved with them. Very popular. One that I have seen played and it's on my wish list I have not picked up yet. Cuphead, which is I don't know. You see, you give me a face like you don't know it.
No, don't know it.
Cuphead is one of these ones that came out. It's both PC and Xbox One. Initially, I think PC. It's a hand-drawn game.
Okay.
It looks like you're playing an old cartoon from like the 40s, 50s, but colorized.
Nice.
And it is one of the most difficult games to have come out in the last year or more. Like, it is platformer.
That makes it worthwhile.
Side scroll, but things are ridiculously difficult. And so I watched Paz play it when we were at DreamHack, and I gained some appreciation for it from that.
Okay.
I want to play it, like all the things. I don't have enough time. I haven't played enough games to do it, so at some point. But Cuphead's been like a big one. Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus. I've heard great things about Wolfenstein. It's the same engine kind of development that's been going on since Doom hit. And for me, Doom was phenomenal.
Doom was great.
And so, I need to go back through and finish it. I've been getting closer, and when I have found time, it's so much fun, even when I picked up later. I've heard the Wolfenstein 2 is great, and if it's following that same feel, it'd be down.
Yeah, it'll be perfect.
Destiny 2, which is interesting because ups and downs. Destiny 2 hit and came out and was big this year, but at the same time, it went through a love-hate thing where people loved when it hit. And then after some tweaks and updates, people hated what they did. And so it's like, well, there you go. And as we're going through some of the comments for people who are following along, we got there where one of the ones that I haven't mentioned yet, and we'll see if it comes up from Kuro, was the Fractured Butthole. So the latest one from South Park.
Yep.
Serathis is saying that Cuphead stole all the glory from indies this year and good game Microsoft's marketing budget. Yeah. But it also is a solid game. And then also brings up Hollow Knight Game of the Year. So let's see what else comes up. Resident Evil 7, which I didn't play. I saw some demos of it.
Yeah, I haven't touched Resident Evil for a while.
And I heard that it was legit creepy again because the Resident Evil series has
Went
gone
away
some
from it.
strange paths. I never really played. I played back 1 and 2 a little bit.
I played the original
on PlayStation, stuff
3
like
or
that,
4 of them.
But that was kind of it. And even then, I don't know if I ever beat them. And the newer ones got to way too, I'd say, modern in a lot of ways, where it almost went away from the feel and look of what Resident Evil really was. And so, for me, it was weird. But this one seemed like it's still away from what it was, because it's not necessarily T-Virus stuff, but it's more like just really creepy characters and really creepy scenes, which is good.
Creepy is good.
Horror, right? What Remains of Edith Finch? I don't know this one. It looks like a story. It's a walking simulator about a daughter returning to a eccentric family home driven by a need to investigate the secrets her mother and the house kept from her. Don't know that one.
That could go interesting.
And yes, there's another piece of that, which is the VR piece, which has not been released on the PC. It's only on PlayStation VR for Resident Evil. Super Mario Odyssey, a new Mario game. Who is not going to like a Mario game? Now, admittedly, from video alone, because I haven't played it, it looks creepy as crap to me because it's Mario in a world of sometimes real people and other things that just don't seem to fit. Although I got it for our nephew.
And they've played the crud out of it.
Seems to be enjoying the heck out of it. So there is that. Another Switch game, and I don't own a Switch, and I've not really ever played one. I've seen them. Assassin's Creed Origins, which I avoided because it was Egypt, and I was like, what are you going to jump off of? And so I don't know if it's good or not. Others will have to tell me.
Because, spoiler, pyramids aren't that big.
Right? Well, and there's not that many.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know. So, but Assassin's Creed, and I like the series in general, although I think there's been too many samesies.
Yep.
Where I haven't cared, where it's kind of like a Madden game or something. You can skip like 3 generations
and be
not
fine.
Care. So, who knows? Please tell me if I'm wrong, by the way. So, here's where, on number 2 on their list, where Horizon Zero Dawn kicked in. Which I thankfully have had the challenge where I have not played it because I don't have a PlayStation. But I've watched Relover play it when I happened to be hanging out with her and Kuro. And it was really fun to kind of watch over the shoulder, and it's really pretty.
Nice.
It's the one where you go as a protagonist, as a female. I don't know if it says her name in here, and Relover, you can tell me how I'm wrong. But where she is running around in a futuristic kind of, at the same time, historic type game where you're running around with bows, arrows, things like that, but you're taming and interacting mechanical dinosaurs, essentially. Easiest way to say it. You go around and you capture mechanical dinosaurs and kill them and stuff like that. More to it, and there's a lot of story elements that lead up to why and how the world is what it is, but that's kind of the basic from what I can know of it.
Gotcha.
It says perhaps the most innovative original game to exist ever since BioShock. It's a post, that's a good way to put it, apocalyptic world filled with robots, ruins, and stunning beauty, all from the people behind the gritty gray Killzone. So, interesting. And then number 1 on their list, and again, one that I have access to, but I'm waiting to play until I go through this whole thing I want to do with Zelda series, is Breath of the Wild. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild being the first real open world existence of a Zelda game. And I will read some of their thing where it says, it's a Zelda Switch launch title, multiple award winner, and single-player open-world adventure with legitimate claims to being one of the best games in history. It's strong, but I've heard a lot of people who love the crap out of it. And I'll go in as well for Games Radar, their site, where they say, why should I play it? It says, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild reinvents one of Nintendo's most revered franchises, reframes our expectations of open world, and redefines traditional constraints of play, digitally and physically, with its liberating free climbing mechanic, the Switch seamless portability. Yes, it says, there really are 5, no 6 ways to knock an apple from a tree, and of course you can electrify puddles, burn wood, surf shields, build seesaws, tame horses, and well, even after 100 hours, you still shocked to discover the Blue Pea Horse, Medic Airship Trick, and Guru's Secret Club Radiant Armor. So, basically saying there's a ridiculous amount of things to experience in Breath of the Wild, as well as they've now released the DLC. I expect to play it at some point. I just have to get through a ton of other things to get there.
Yeah, I'm sure most of us will get around to it.
Series. I need to play the series. So there's that. All right. After that, I was also looking real quick on the Metacritic site, because through there I wanted to kind of just overlook some of their list of some of the highest rated games that have also come out. And this one's a little more limited because this is within the last 90 days.
Gotcha.
There's new releases, and that's why I didn't want to go to this list first, because I know it's going to miss a lot of things from the beginning of the year. And thank you, Relover, for adding more of the elements of what makes Horizon Zero Dawn so good, because I know you love the heck out of that game. All right, apparently Metacritic has Super Mario Odyssey as one of the highest ones of the year so far, or at least new releases the last 90 days. Behind that one that I really want to check out because I never played the original and I knew it was beautiful is Okami, the new HD release, which was a kind of hand-drawn mythical one. It says player takes the role of mythical sun goddess Amaterasu in the form of a wolf, and it has to go through and restore color or life to the world. That's not what I've seen. They've got some puzzlers and stuff that I really hadn't run into. Bunch of Okami hitting it. Another one that was huge on PC that I did not touch because I don't care, but a lot of people I know loved, was Stardew Valley.
Okay.
It is... how's it? Okay, what did they say? You have inherited your grandfather's old farm plot in Stardew Valley. Armed with hand-me-down tools and a few coins, set out to begin your new... We'll see if it actually opens up here without it taking too long. But essentially, your new life in Stardew Valley. Oh gosh, why are my sites going so slow today? I'm just opening up the big list. Alright, seeing some of the other major ones, and this is again recent. So we're missing some in here. Okami's in there. Not a whole lot of ones we've missed. Oh, 3DS, you had Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon that came out for all the various Pokemon games. Trying to think of some others that are in there. Not seeing big ones. Again, most of them have been PC that I've looked at. I was trying to get a better list of all the things from it in general, but I haven't so much. And so, sorry for not getting all of the good ones.
Let's see what else came out. Call of Duty World War II.
Yeah, which I don't know if that was good.
Yeah, I don't know. Divinity Original Sin 2 came out, which was good.
Okay.
We still need to beat it, but unfortunately other games came out, so we haven't.
Damn the ability to squirrel.
Finished it. So,
Yes.
yeah, that one Spencer has probably done the most work in, but that's a good one. If you are a
Oh, I remember when that one was coming out.
if you like D&D or anything like that realm,
That's
it's a
right.
good one to be able to play online and just have fun with it.
Nice.
They do good stuff.
See, what other ones are in here? Yeah, there's a couple of VR ones, like Doom VR, which is supposed to be a blast, and Fallout VR, which I've had some friends tell me are really good more recently, because we're seeing more and more of an influx of VR titles. And so I'd like to always see more and more of that. And like I said, unfortunately, this list is too recent. I wanted to get the whole year. I will say, okay, So they do have a list on here that I'm going to link to. This the best of 2017. Or is that just a poll? Grr, that's not actually an answer yet. Oh well, that's fine. All right. So those are some of the ones we've brought up. Checking in, I don't think anyone emailed us in, but we've had a good live discussion going on, so I appreciate that. Okay. So one of the things I also want to get into is just as it's getting to the end of what we'll call the end of the show today, as well as I went longer than I thought I would. As well as just kind of end of the year wrap up is as we look forward to 2018. I don't usually focus too heavily on it, but I am going to make some New Year's resolutions. I always try to do something a little geek or gaming related, but this one's going to be a combination geek related and I would say life related for me. I am resolving in 2018 to declutter my life. In essence, I look around and you can see my office here right now, part of it. But actually spend some time going through things that really are no longer serving a value in my life, and that's a lot of things I just keep around and maybe are beneficial for someone else later. And it has allowed me to do a ton of things where I've been able to fix other people's computers and stuff like this stuff, which is fine. I'll keep some of that stuff around, but I need to organize it better, thus decluttering it, even if I still have it. But another part of that is just things that I feel like I'll never get to. I have so many projects that I keep bouncing around through, and part of it is because I can't organize it all. And so in order to get through a lot of my projects, I feel like I need to declutter a lot of things so I can do it. And so with that, part of the declutterization of my life also wants to do with gaming. In gaming, one of the things I'm going to try to do this year is essentially play and finish more games than I buy.
That's going to be a tough one.
Yeah.
Thank you, Steam sales.
Well, so in the past that's been the case, but I'm now at a point where most Steam sales I'm like, I already own it. Because I have 400 plus titles in my Steam library, and guess what? I have not played and beat them all. And so that's been like, yeah. So question, Kuro, you say you're looking to find an old retro PC stuff, like hardware-wise or software, just emulation? Because one thing I have to revisit that I had forgotten about, but it came up in our in VTW Gaming, is a site that I really recommend for anybody who grew up with original PC gaming, like 80s style and early 90s, to check out, which is that of archive.org.
Is Space Goose on there?
So they have so many classic games that Earth, you and I grew up playing. I did not look for Space Goose.
Granted, I'm talking our Apple IIe on that one.
Well, so these are DOS, so it has Space Goose Warrior.
Which
Star Goose.
Star Goose, that might be it. I mean,
that's the one where you're in the channel flying through things?
Yeah, so that's the one, yeah. Okay,
yeah.
Cool, I'll go with that.
And what's great is this is essentially this archive.org allows you to play games in your browser, where it'll load up the instance all in memory and you play it as original. Some of them, make sure you click through the links and look to see if there's documentation on how to play, because it's keyboard only, kids. In most of these cases.
Could you shoot that link to me through Steam so I have it since I'm here?
I will definitely pass this out to everyone. And it's one that I was really happy looking through some of these, because I looked through and I was like, oh god, I remember playing that. Because I'm old.
And this time you don't have to break out 1,000 floppies.
Here you go. And I might actually play this one again. Mavis Beacon teaches typing. Who else started off with Mavis Beacon? Just saying.
That's some good stuff.
First typing games. How to learn, QWERTY keyboard. Yep, right here. To, like, Kings of the Beach volleyball.
I played the heck out of that. By the way, one of the stars of that game is our current USA national team coach, Coach Karai.
Right? Talk about history. Oh, gosh. And I recognize so many of, like, the little things on here, like Syndicate, which I also have a version up there, and I bought another version of. Seeing like Team 17 is hilarious to me. But they're basically running a browser instance of DOSBox that allows these to run. And so it's beautiful. And it's just some of the games that are in here. Admittedly, kids these days, you never touch these things. You'd have no clue. But the heartstring memories that these provide to me.
Oh, I'm just loving it just looking at the titles right now.
Bo Jackson Baseball.
Oh, yeah, trust me. I'm loving what I'm seeing.
Yeah, and so Silent Hunter. I watched our older brother play the heck out of this. Descent. Anniversary edition in this case. Oh, gosh. So many just classic games. Down to, the complete chess system. I think one of the first digital chess games I played. Wow. So anyhow, check out archive.org. There's so many things in there. I don't know if you can save games in there or not really, or if it's just kind of single instances. Air traffic controller. Holy crap! I remember playing that.
Like
game.
I said, I'm just remembering how
The
many
original
floppies
Epic
these cost.
Pinball. What? Yeah, the original NASCAR racing. I played too much of that. A lot of the old racing games where it was just keyboard. Anyhow, so that was me reminiscing. And
The old
outside
NASCAR
of-
game where I would just turn around and go the other way and make huge crashes.
See how big a crash you can do and how they'd all run into each
Yep.
other? Yes. Oh, that's good to hear, Relover. I'd like to hear a better review at some point if you get a chance of what the Fallout board game's like. All right, so... Oh, God, 3D Cube. I remember
Ooh,
that one,
board
too.
games. There are some nice board games out there.
Oh, there's a ton of
Dragon
great board
World.
games. Well, and unfortunately, I didn't play enough of like old-fashioned gaming to really talk about this year how it's been. We done some
So,
D&D.
I
We need to get back
did-
to it.
So the 2 board games I purchased for our nieces this year was Scotland Yard.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yes.
I remember playing Scotland
Yes, because
Yard.
it's in our parents' basement.
Wow, I don't even know how you play that anymore.
It's
I
a
remember
great
it.
one.
I remember that game.
But the other one is Dragon World, which is a
that one I don't think I ever
no.
played.
It's a newer one. It's
Okay.
a card game one. But let's just say I've now played it at least 15 or so times with our nieces because it was a hit.
Nice. Well, and one of the things I was talking about
And
is I
they can
actually
all
want to just sit down
play
and
it.
play board games again. It's been too long.
So that was actually really fun. So there's good ones out there. Board games are still great.
Board games have always been. They're still good, and some of the classic makers are still making them. What a thing. All right. Any resolutions you want to bring up of things out there for you?
Resolutions, dusting up my camera more. This was a bad year of me taking photos.
Have you done guru shots?
Probably not.
All right, we're going to talk about that. Something that that Ken has done to reinvigorate my playing with the camera. And the show and our speaking of our
I will say it's been a bad year for me with photography. Besides me hitting like major holidays and shooting my sports team.
I also have relearned, as I was showing friends my archive of photos, I have photos I've never shared with the family from family events from back in like 2004.
Oh, I know. That's how it goes. As they say, the worst people at sharing photos are people who take photos way too much, often.
Right? And so one of the previous resolutions is, again, declutter, which is why it's a theme in general, not shooting more than I edit.
That's a good one for him. I'm working on him to get editing faster.
I know, and I've got a few more I need to do. Anyhow, all right, with that, though, I think I'm going to work on ending the show.
Yeah, we're good.
And so I would love to hear, again, things that you guys got for Christmas, things you've been experiencing at the end of the year, what you're looking forward to, or actually some of your lists of what were some of the best things of 2017 that we might have missed, and things you're looking forward to, any resolutions, things like that from your geek life that you'd like to press forward into 2018. Always love to hear from you guys. We love to have ShowX to be an interactive show, as all times. And so looking forward to hearing more of you guys, as well as like anything we can do to revamp the show into the next year to make it a better show for you guys. Because it's really about you, not about us. All right. With that, I want to thank my brother for being in town and for helping us out. Next week, we should be fun on the show. Ken should be back. I'll be recovering from us shooting a wedding.
So yeah, I might make an appearance, may not.
We'll see if Earth is still around or not, or if he's run away since then. And other stories to be had about New Year's and things like that. So we look forward to that. Other than that, hopefully you guys have good times gaming. Enjoy the new year. Have fun and be safe tonight if you're going out and celebrating it. By all means, even if you don't do it big, do something to celebrate that we made it. We got through 2017. There's no reason we can't look forward to a strong and beautiful 2018 going forward. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in and listening to the show. I look forward to seeing you all again next week. All right. Happy New Year. Have a good one, everybody. Bye.
Goodbye. See you next zombie.